like it was. And it's not like it was. And summer never ends. Now I feel strange now. You're in range now. You're in range. And I feel strange. It's not a game now. You came now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Phee Smee Show with Manly Mark on this fine Monday morning. I'm here with Phee, as usual, looking dapper and good as usual.
Rocking and rolling again on a Monday.
Just rocking and rolling, or are we rocking and rolling nickel and diamond to rhyming?
There's no M in there.
There's always an M. Always an M.
No, we're just nickel and diamond.
Oh, okay, just nickel and diamond.
Nickel and diamond. We're not two-line rhyming yet. It's just early in the a.m. hours. My dogs woke me up this morning about 5 o'clock. Just going nuts outside.
Why? What's going on?
I think there's like an 80-year-old woman with a 3-pound
Oh,
dog
80-year-old
walking
woman.
down the street or something.
Well, I thought you were going to say something spooky.
At dawn.
Yeah.
But they don't like that. Obviously, they're trying to get to that dog or something. But
Right.
then I couldn't get to go back to sleep.
Well, that makes sense. But as long as you got a little bit of sleep, that's got to be better than no sleep.
Oh, I got over 5 hours.
5 hours.
So 5 hours is not bad for Phee.
I don't think I could operate on 5 hours personally.
Well, I mean, I went a year and my average was 3.
Man, I see how you do that. Like that's got to be unhealthy for a person.
It was.
Because like in the pursuit of healing yourself, like terminally ill, you would think being
You need deep sleep.
yeah. And so, do you think that didn't aid in your recovery, or something?
Well, from a psychological standpoint, there was a couple of months there that I didn't really want to go to sleep.
Well, I get that.
After that,
That's spooky because you're like,
I was on a mission after that.
well, okay, so like every night you just think, man, I'm gonna maybe not wake up. But then at what point did you say, you know what? I keep waking up. Okay, come on now.
After that July, when the Lord spoke to me, just said go to work.
Okay.
Then I didn't. I mean, I went to work, and that's why I didn't sleep after that.
Oh, okay, you was
First
just
the first
studying.
Couple months, I just didn't feel comfortable about relaxing enough to go to sleep. After that, I was on a mission.
Yeah.
And, and I was excited, almost like I was this weekend. With we're finally getting some traction on our platforms.
Yeah.
And you don't know which show it's going to be, but it looks like Night is doing
I tell you,
really well on.
People love it.
X.
People love the questions. Well, and just the relationship stuff, because I think it's stuff that's relatable to people's everyday life. And even if it's like it's not applicable to their personal situation, they're still thinking, oh, my Aunt Terry, who had this problem. My Aunt Terry, who had herpes. Or what, I don't know if I don't watch the shows. Like you was talking about this morning. Because after I live them, I've already lived it. I don't need to see it.
A lot of athletes, a lot of musicians, and a lot of actors and actresses, once they finish that performance, they don't look at or review it.
Oh.
Because of the same, I guess, mindset as you. I, on the other hand, if I'm going to put my name on something, I actually want to review it, and I'm not going to be able to do that with all the content.
Well, no, but I just mean if
I said President Clinton instead of Trump the other day, and I'm figuring, well, the fact checkers are coming after me for that.
Yeah, but anybody with half a brain would know. Okay, well, I mean, if the fact checkers, you flip flop the name. Come on, anyone with half a brain cell would just be like, oh yeah, he meant to say this and he said that.
Well,
I understand.
The Old Testament the other day, and I said the New Testament. So I mean, if I'm talking an hour 3 times a day, I'm going to make some mistakes.
Well, that's with anybody.
And so
that's with anybody. I mean,
if we don't have a staff that's in my ear saying that's Trump, not Clinton, that's Trump, not Clinton.
Yeah.
Then
that's funny. That'd be fun.
We're not there yet. So when the critics come out to play, Phee Smee will be here and say hello today.
Well, I'm telling you, those critics are coming now.
Life is good. Yes, but we thank you for X, man, and at the platform of X. We just took off this weekend on X with Night. Hopefully, we'll keep that traction going.
Yeah.
And then with Manly Mark, Midday Madness, and Manly Mark, we're going to rock and roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're always having a good time.
We've you've had some really, really good inserts. I love the videos.
Yeah.
It flows well. All of the dadgum subjects that you bring up are just in the gray area.
Yeah, and that might be. I mean, you got to find more of a not as broad of an audience to enjoy that kind of thing. I think.
Yeah, well, I think
which is fine.
Probably 2% out there that are very loyal.
Well, yeah, I tell you, there's just
once you get to that, where they know who you are and are exposed to you, they don't love you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The problem is if people don't know you're out there and they don't.
I'd almost rather it be that way.
Well, you would, yes, but not in this business.
Well, no, and that's
you don't want to be invisible in this business.
Well, no, but it's fun, but if I would rather be faceless in this type of work. Like
behind the scenes?
Not necessarily behind the scenes. I don't mind the speaking.
How can you be faceless in front of the camera?
Well, okay. Well, I mean, you just don't know anything, old man.
I know.
But there are people with accounts that have millions of followers, say on Twitter, that are just anonymous. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
And they do voice interviews. Sometimes they got a voice filter, and every once in a while it'll make a little big deal because someone will dox, so and so. Like I remember Raw Egg Nationalist on Twitter. He makes a little publication, Raw Egg Nationalist.
Raw Egg Nationalist.
Yeah, he's actually got some really good insights. So anyone out there listening, Raw Egg Nationalist. But the point being is he got doxxed and everyone was like, oh. But it happens all the time.
What's a dox?
Oh, when people figure out who you are and give your name, your employer, your address online.
Okay.
Well, but I'm saying
they out him.
Yeah, they out him. Yeah, essentially
That's docking.
Doxing. DOX. Doxing.
Why these things? I'm learning these terms.
Well, I'm just and that
I can't help it. I mean, I'm older than dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, I don't even know if they existed.
Again, we don't need to talk about stuff that we don't know about.
Well, but I mean, but you know what? But the Sydney Sweeney. Hold up, I talked about her the other day. The whole on my show I did with her.
We're gonna talk about
but it's probably.
You get through with your little dinosaur.
Well, but I would say, are we going to talk about how people are throwing a fit about her? Because if we are, it's about a week late. It's about a week late. I'm just saying the whole propaganda about how we call oil, fossil fuels, fossil.
Yeah, fossil fuels.
But the thing is, they aren't made out of fossils. That's a big lie. And I mean, I don't know if you know anything about that.
It's kind of like wireless cable.
What about it?
There's no cable in wireless.
Okay, well, yeah, but the whole idea with fossil fuels is that there's a limited amount, and it goes into pushes like the climate change agenda and the what's the Great Reset kind of agenda?
Good.
Because I'm serious in the sense of they've dug an old well dry. Okay, it's empty. Come back several years later, oh, it's got oil in it again. The idea being that these aren't fossil fuels. I mean, oil's something that the earth produces, and it's like there's a theory that maybe there is, I'm not maybe there's not infinite supply, but the whole these are fossil. We use fossil fuels. That in of itself is propaganda. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
There's no question.
But you were sitting there making fun of me singing Barney like a fool. Come on now.
I mean, look, India is selling Russia 2 million barrels of oil a day. All of the oil, millions and millions for years and years. You think those came from how many dinosaurs they?
I know. Well, but that's what I'm saying. They push all this propaganda on you.
Goodness gracious, surely people still don't believe that. They believe that all of the oil is coming from dinosaurs.
No, they don't think about it because it's just. But and they don't think about it because it's just it's fossil fuels. Yeah, just from fossils and decompressed or compressed plant matter and organic material over billions and millions of years. And I don't know. But people don't think about it because it's already answered in the name, fossil fuels. I don't know if that makes sense. Fracking? What about it? I've not looked too much into it other than I know some people speculate it is causing earthquakes in odd places because, you're sucking out all this goop and putting other goop back in it, but I don't know.
I'm just saying they think that's from a dinosaur too.
Oh, yeah, well, probably. Probably.
All right. Now let's talk about my Sydney Sweeney. You got a registered Republican model with a company with a Jewish CEO. So she puts some jeans on, takes a dadgum picture and a commercial, and the next thing you know, the left wingers are going nuts about anti-Semitic. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think they're fools, and they just they don't like beauty. They're like these people are, they operate in an inversion in the sense of what is beauty. They hate beauty, and that's why I don't know if I talked to you about this but abstract art. Beauty isn't subjective. I mean, you can argue it is, but you can look at something. Everybody just inherently beautiful. No. From whatever divine spark you have, there's an inherent sense of beauty. But these people, the left, who are so rabid in their hate, see beauty, and it hurts them because they're not.
How do you make that jump from a pretty girl trying to sell jeans to?
Because I think they said something. I don't know if the ad said something like "she's got good genes." The pun being the pun, but yeah, because she's got well, but it's because she's a white, blonde-headed woman with blue eyes, and so it's just well. But think about it. You can't be a white person and say I've got good genetics, because then for some reason you're putting down every single other person who isn't white. Well, that's the point.
Sooner or later, white folks are just gonna get tired of that. That reverse discrimination. That's 15 years past.
Fatigue, that. Man, fatigue.
That's 15 years past that. I mean, I can look at a beautiful black woman and say, goodness gracious, she's fine. And I'm not the least bit thinking, well, she's black instead of white. I mean, beauty's beauty.
Well, yeah.
And now I get some people, as beauty is defined differently. But
I think there is just
there is some standards when it comes to beauty.
I know, and but
people recognize it when they see it, don't you think?
Well, but they would argue that it's ingrained societally through generations of oppression and colonization, in that we have forced the European standards of beauty upon the rest of the world, and that's why because I mean, if you could argue that American media is dominant in the culture, so I mean, you mostly see Americans, white men, white women. As the one, that's what I'm saying. They claim these standards of beauty have been shoved down our throats, and that's why we think it's beautiful, because we feel shame about our dark skin because we don't have light skin, and you're saying that's pretty. It's all just a bunch of bullcrap. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not arguing for it. I think it's all bullcrap and get over it. I mean, like I showed a video on my show, some brown girl saying, "It made me sad to be a brown girl, and I wish I had." And it's like, she said, "It made me want to be out of my culture and my home." And it's like, well, go to a place.
Hold on, she had to feel that way before she saw the girl in the
Yeah, well, she did. But the point of her video is that it took her years to feel comfortable with herself, and now that made her relive her childhood trauma or whatever. But the point is, well, why don't you go to a place where everyone looks like you then? Because there are a whole bunch of places where there's a whole lot of people that look like you. And so it's just, at the end of the day, but I'm going to say it, at the end of the day, it's to demonize the white people because they want, end of the day, it's white genocide, man. That's the whole point. That's the bottom of the line, whatever targeted, whatever white genocide.
Do you think a majority of the blacks and the Hispanics and the Eastern Europeans and the Africans, do you think they really, really hate
America? Well, I think, those are two very different questions, but
okay, well, answer both.
I think they hate America. Well, just like the whole Iranians chanting death to America, you can find Iranian officials explaining, no, we're not saying death to the country or death to the people. We're saying death to the ideals of America that have led to these bad things. I don't know that I'm not quoting him, but he's just essentially saying,
I don't believe him anyways.
No, I do, because it's just like how many things do we say that someone in another country might hear and be like, "What the heck are you saying?" What? I'm not being pro-Iranian either. I'm just saying it's easy to twist things that they say.
Bad for the Iranian population in New Jersey is really taking a lot of heat, and I'm sure those are. A lot of folks in Iran are good people.
Well, I'm sure.
It's just the Republican Guard that's it'd be like saying white supremacists is what represents America.
Well, if you ask, but a majority of the world thinks that. Oh, you see.
They do because of the media, but that's not true.
Well, but why can't that be true with Iran in death to America?
Again, you got their parliament shouting death to America.
Because
on
they
television.
think because they
I don't
think.
think that's because of the political climate.
No, I do in the sense of the rest of the world, especially the Islamic world, views America specifically as the dogs and the puppet of the Zionist rulers of the world.
Okay.
I mean, and that, I mean, if
Sooner
you,
or later, you're going to get to the point where we're going to protect Israel no matter whether you
because
like it or
we,
not.
I'm not commenting on whether I like it or not. I'm just simply saying Donald Trump imposing 15% or whatever percent of tariffs on Canada because they support a two-state
35%.
35. Okay, 35. Donald Trump imposing a 35% tariff on Canada because they support a two-state solution in Palestine. That has nothing to do with trade. That's using, he's stiff-arming him for Israel.
Same thing as China's doing with the fentanyl.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is you can't tell me that we're not the puppets. We are Israel's golem. I mean, again, love it, hate it. That's not the point. I'm just saying it is to the rest of the world. That's what they view us as.
It's going to be the rest of the world against us and Israel and Jordan, so they may as well think it now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying.
It's
I'm just saying. I'm speaking. I think I'm speaking some
I
truth.
take God's side, so y'all
But no, whoa! I rebuke thee in the name of Jesus.
rest of the world.
I rebuke thee, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan.
Hey, I spoke that.
Well, but here, I don't like what you just said because you said I'm on the side of God, automatically assuming that I'm not because I'm,
I'm talking to you.
Well, no, but okay, well then never mind. But I hate I hate setting things up like that because it's just so easy to brush away any arguments or complaints we don't like or don't want to think about by saying, well, I'm on the side of God. I'm not worried about it. It's like, well, no, there are deep nuances in these things that could radically shift your perspective on things. I'm not saying, but like the Epstein thing, I'm not saying, hey, you're not right. I'm just simply saying there is probably more nuance to it that whether or not it changes your mind, fine, but it, to me, seems dishonest just to...
You think elementary would be just to be that generalization?
Well, I don't want to say elementary because I don't know.
Well, whatever word you want to use.
Well, I don't know. It just seems too...
Easy?
Easy. Yeah, it's too easy. That's actually a really good word. Well, what right do I have to say to you to not make it be easy in your mind? But,
Well, some people go real deep in it. I'm learning that some of my basic beliefs that I just expected politicians to be married to women if they were men and men to women. I mean, I'm trying to come up with and understand that I obviously am old and decrepit and past my time.
No one's saying that.
This is going on from a standpoint. Just yes. Oh, I think what today is. And I'll tell you, I almost missed my Social Security appointment at 9 a.m. on August the 4th. What's today?
August the 4th.
I've been waiting 2 months to be able to get to that dadgum flying thing.
So you're telling me? You're telling me right now you're supposed to be at a meeting.
No, I'm telling you, tomorrow on August the 5th at appointment time is 9:20 a.m.
Oh, okay.
So I have a feeling that you'll be here.
Okay, see, I thought you were saying your appointment was August 4th.
Well, I did too until I just read it.
So we're flying.
Yeah, it'd be a real difficult time for me to miss that rap.
So, but funny.
Waiting 2 months to be able to fly.
I don't feel like that's right. I don't know how they can say you have to get this special thing to be able to travel like that. You know?
You talk to some people, they say they're special. They got other special things that you can do besides it. I just carried a Social Security card my whole life since as long as I can remember that I had a billfold. I had a Social Security card, so I go up and get this star driver's license while I fly, and my driver's license isn't up for renewal for like 4 years. So 2028.
Isn't that
3
annoying?
years. So anyway, I'm going up there. I figure it's going to be 15 minutes. I've got a piece of paper with my address on it. I've got my property tax deal.
Mm-hmm.
I figures, and my regular driver's license to get my new one.
Yeah.
And they tell me, where's your Social Security card? I just whip it out. They look on the back of it, and it says, guarantee life. And she said, I'm sorry, we can't accept this. This is from an issue from a life insurance. So back, in 1964, I guess when children were born, a company, an insurance company trying to sell insurance, that was part of their marketing to send out the little plastic credit card thing that says Social Security number in your name.
Boy, isn't that annoying?
And so all my life, I thought that was my Social Security.
I wonder how many. I wonder how many other people
Me, probably.
Well, no, but just how many other people walked around thinking, "This is it." I don't even have a Social Security card. Got stolen.
Well, I don't either.
Got stolen. Got stolen.
But I've been waiting on. You go to they tell me at the motor control, you need to go to the Social Security department. So I go there, and they say, we don't take appointments here. You have to do it online.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I say, okay, so then I go out, sitting in the car, filling out the online deal at Social Security. Then I fill it out, and they say, you now must schedule an appointment with your local office.
Man.
So then I just walk back in there, and he says, you can't schedule it here. You have to schedule it online.
Stuff like that makes me
So I'm already upset.
very angry.
And then I say, after 12 minutes of holding, I think it was 13 minutes and 26 seconds or something. I always like to look at how long I'm holding. But anyway, after about that, the nice lady comes on, and I told her, and she said, well, sir, the earliest we can get to you is August the 4th. Now, this is like June. I'm like, August the 4th? So I've been waiting on August the 4th. Now they just sent me a deal and said, you missed your appointment. You can be here at August the 5th at 9 o'clock. So tomorrow you will handle the show until I get that Social Security taken care of. Because I got to fly this week or next week. One of the two. Or I'll be driving, and we'll do a road trip with Phee.
I mean, that'd be kind of a cool.
Wisconsin driving in this kind of, I may as well go to the Great Lakes, from the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, if I go to Florida, what in the world am I going to Florida for and not seeing the beach? I think if I go to Florida, just because these coffee filters is in the middle of the state, I'm still going to the beach.
Well, you might. I mean, if you're only.
We'll spend a night there.
Yeah, if you're only 3 hours away from the beach, you might as well go.
I think I hang out at the beach. I'd hang out for a week and leave you here by yourself, but you wouldn't take care of my dogs. I'd come back and they wouldn't be here.
Well, I mean,
you'd barbecue them.
Yeah, I might do that.
I know.
Well, I mean, would I have to house sit for you? What do you mean?
Well, you'd have to do it all.
What do you mean? I'm married. I got kids.
I know. You've got responsibilities and priorities.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah, I'm barbecuing those dogs.
I have a house sitter and a dog sitter.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I can take care of everything else.
I think you could probably handle the rest.
Oh, yeah, everything else.
If I had to go, but I don't think it's the right time for me to go for a leisure trip unless we can make a little money doing it.
Well, yeah.
Then it's a business deal.
Yeah.
But
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But anyway.
Especially if it was a successful business
what
trip.
do you think about Phee telling them they're going to build that third temple and them putting up the construction sites?
Whoa! Did they? Tell me.
They put up the They released a video showing all the utensils that they used on the red heifer experiment or teaching training session. And then they put up the construction sites for the third temple, expecting to start groundbreaking on that rascal in January of 2026.
So, but let me get this straight. Did they do the red heifer thing?
They, if they did, it's secret. What they are saying they did.
Yeah,
an education.
And they found 2 black hairs. But you know what's crazy is, do they really meticulously go through that thing, hair by hair, and just think like you're on the last leg, and you're like, you're foaming out those curlies foam with the mouth, and then you, little black hair. How disappointing. But
there's two over there.
But how easy would it?
There's still kosher.
But how easy would it be to just? Hey, this one's good. Because I just wonder, do they actually believe they're doing something, or are they just,
Yes, they do. They believe that is ingrained in.
They think they're bringing
a lot of Christians think that's blasphemy.
Why wouldn't it be? They're bringing about
God knows
their Messiah.
It certainly blasphemy to Christians for them not to accept Jesus Christ.
So God knows their heart. What do you mean?
Well, He's going to give those folks. He's going to give some of the Jews, especially the ones that are in that temple, an opportunity. There's going to be a remnant of them saved.
Yeah, that's not in question. But the idea is, it's like, well, those who don't accept Christ, right? So it's like God knows their heart. Does God know their heart?
He knows,
If they, well, I mean,
knows his children.
well, yeah. What I'm saying is,
He knows his sheep.
well, yeah. So, but what's God knowing their heart have to do with anything if they don't accept Christ?
Well,
Yeah, I know a remnant will.
but the Jewish culture believes in those temples. And
Yeah.
they're still waiting for their Messiah.
Well, but okay. Well, God knows a Buddhist is a genuine Buddhist if he is.
Yes.
But what does that have to do in relation to him?
I don't think he's connected with that family.
So what you're
And
saying?
Jesus is connected to his family.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Because let me ask you this. So, the Jews who are practicing a form of pagan religion in the sense of sacrifice. I mean,
You can say whatever you want to.
well, no, I mean, but in terms of in Christianity, right? Them
That's
restarting.
a big split, a big division from Christians and
How?
Jews. I promise.
Oh well,
you,
yeah,
that
but
would be a very big
because
split.
would it not be a blasphemous to Jesus' sacrifice for them to sacrifice for their sins? Whatever the animals.
Right.
Okay, that's a direct slap in the face of what Jesus did at the cross.
Absolutely.
So
But in the Old Testament, before Jesus, that was a very practicing.
yeah, but what?
culture, and they did
Yes.
not believe Jesus was
No.
Messiah, so they want to continue doing those practices.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, just because they're Jews and the Jews are God's people, did he treat all the Jews in the Old Testament who worshipped falsely any different than pagans?
I would tell you that when Moses went up on to get the Ten Commandments, came back down, he wasn't really happy.
But what I'm but so if
and he scattered them all.
yeah, but
over.
regardless of the Old Testament and regardless of them being God's chosen people,
Well, they don't read the New Testament. So
no,
you can say
I'm
regardless
just
all the time.
trying to figure out, when you say God knows their heart, what does it matter? So what you're saying is God gives them special blessing in those sacrifices because they're Jews? So what does God's heart, knowing their heart have to do with anything? In regards to, in comparison to God knowing a Buddhist's heart, or God knowing a Hindu's heart.
Or Muslims.
They're all worshiping.
Or
They're all
Baptists.
rejecting Christ. So why does one receive more than the others? All asking. But I think that mentality is where the split comes in, because you're going to have a subset of Christians who say, "Yay!
That'll be you.
Yeah, yeah." What do you mean?
That'll be you. You'll be excited about that division split. Between
No, I
Christians
won't.
and the Jews.
Well, I think I will. I'm not going to be
You will.
excited,
I
but
guarantee you will.
But I think, no, I won't be. But I think it's going to show who's true and not true, because how can you support and be happy and excited about something that's a direct opposition to what our God did for us? It's a direct rejection. If they started the sacrificial system, the priesthood again, is that not directly opposed in opposition to what Jesus did at the cross? So how would...
Those folks.
That has nothing to do with being anti-Semitic. You could say it all you want.
I'm not saying it.
But no.
What I'm saying to you is what's in the Bible is true, and that's what's going to happen. I don't understand. I get it that the Christians aren't going to be happy about the third temple. I get it. They're not going to be happy with animal sacrifices.
No.
But when the Antichrist stops those animal sacrifices and the Christians start getting on his team and excited about it because that's blasphemy to God, then you're going to have a problem. And I think that's one of the biggest divisions why the whole world will be against the Jews.
Well, Phil, I talked about this in my podcast specifically. I'm not saying I'm good. I don't know why you think I would be on the happy about the Antichrist stopping the sacrifice in the temple.
No, I said you'd be happy about the Christians and the Jews. The Christians would oppose the Jews.
Well, I wouldn't be happy about it because I know it's going to happen. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so glad. Why?
I think that's just. That's,
No, I would be excited in the sense of seeing prophecy fulfilled, but I don't know if happy. Like, I don't want division in the church, but I think that would show. Again, you're going to have people who call themselves Christian, thinking they're doing God's work, starting a holy war in Israel. Right? That's not cool. I'm not going to be happy about that. Why would I be happy about that? God would be using these Gentiles as judgment on wicked Jerusalem, but those people are joining the Antichrist, like who stands in the third temple to put an end to the sacrifice. Like you said,
And the construction site signs are up.
but I think also supporting a blasphemous religion. I think
You will be standing with 99% of the Christians, which then will cause a problem with the political climate of the United States. I totally agree that they're not.
What do you mean I'm going to stand? I think both sides are. No, I'm serious. I think that's the point. Is that you're fooled into thinking you have to pick A or B. And this goes with a lot of things. You have to be conservative. You have to be liberal. You have to be in this camp or that camp. You have to pick A or B. You have to either stand with Israel in their complete and utter rejection of the work of Christ on the cross, or you have to join in the holy war against Israel with the Antichrist. I'm not doing either. So I don't understand.
You're not doing either one. You don't have opinions on it.
No, I do have opinions. I'm not saying I don't have opinions, but I think the point is, in all of that going on, follow the commandments of Christ. Because, I don't think Christ would say, support these Pharisees. He'd throw their tables over. I don't think Christ would say, go kill all of the Israels, the Jews. I think he'd say, follow my commandments. Just keep living. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know you will be wrapped up in a sense and affected by things that happen in the world, but I think that is the narrow gate. You see two wide gates, right? Narrow the path, wide is the gate. I think that's the point. Some are going to be herded over here with this bad thing, and some are going to be herded over here with this bad thing. Each are going to be thinking they're doing God's work, and none of it is. And that's why I think the deception is so deep and scary in that, I have my own personal opinions, but as far as what I'm going to choose to do with, I don't know, like my allegiances, I don't know, man. Does that make sense, though?
Choose to believe what you want to believe.
But does all that make sense in the sense of it's...
I just think it's dangerous. It's dangerous
Why?
In that situation.
Oh, well, the situation is dangerous. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, do you see why
if the United States doesn't stand with Israel because a large section of them think just like you do, then Israel and the United States will fall, and that's not going to happen. So the way people look at it, Christians especially, when it comes to animal sacrifices, the third temple, Jesus, the Jews not accepting the Messiah. The Jews are God's people, and you don't like that. You think
no,
that's
I don't.
A general statement.
No,
He
I don't
wants to live in
understand.
Jerusalem.
I don't understand where you're getting all these things. Like, I'm not mad the Jews are God's chosen people. I know a remnant will be saved of the Jews. That's great. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the Gentiles, is to make them jealous enough to repent and accept the Messiah. I don't have any
I'm just thankful.
content. Well, yeah, me too. But I don't have any contention about that. So but it's like, again, just because I don't.
Have your cake and eat it too.
Well,
You do not like the Israeli government. You do not think that the Israelis are honest. You think they're.
Whoa! Now, a big distinction. Okay. Now, a big distinction.
Okay.
When I speak of Jews, I'm not talking about random Levy walking down the road going to synagogue who just living his life as a Jewish man. I'm not thinking about him. Could care less. That's not on my mind. I'm thinking about the Zionist puppet masters. Now, I think a lot of that bleeds into the culture, sure, but again, if they're, you've got.
You don't make the distinction between George Soros and the Jewish fellow that's in.
No, I do make the distinction.
Smith, Arkansas.
No, I do make the distinction.
Okay.
Why would I not? That's what I literally just said. That's the distinction, because the guy Levy in Fort Smith who works at Planters Peanuts, he probably hates George Soros too. Cool. Great. I don't have any problem with it.
Like Americans don't like other Americans.
Well, yeah, I don't have.
The generalization is all Americans are bad.
Yeah, but George Soros is an evil man. But there are a lot of people like George Soros who happen to be of Jewish ancestry who pull out of strings and manipulate things for Zionist purposes that I disagree with.
If they've got a Jewish name, you make sure people actually.
Well, just because you just.
Oh, Stein. Oh.
Well, it's just because. It's just because once.
Koufax, really.
Okay, well, because Jews are 2% of the population in America. you start noticing last names when you know that they're 2% of the population. Well, they sure are. These last names, the Steins, the Bergs, sure are overrepresented in a lot of industries. Top of these industries, media. I'm not being mean when I say that. I'm just saying, you just notice that.
Being truthful, that
you just start to pay attention.
There's a lot of wealthy,
yeah, and I'm not even hating
Jewish people. And a lot of them are in media, which
yes.
also puts it to where they're mentally conditioning and shaping your thoughts and culture.
Oh, yes.
So I get all that.
Yeah, which I mean,
I'm in Hollywood before, and they've certainly been in finance.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm not even wanting particularly to get in that, but like, I'm just simply saying none of my views about the end times have anything to do about my opinion about Jews or Zionism. I just think I think it's both a trap in that.
Well, they're going to build the third temple whether you like it or not.
What do you? But do you mean me?
Whether you like it
but
or
why
not.
do you say it like that? Because
other people.
Okay, because it's like I know it's happening. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just simply saying, if you sat here and had a tear running down your eye when you saw that because you were just so proud and happy. Yeah, I mean, I would just question your loyalty to Christ. That's all. That's the whole point.
I would question my loyalty to reading Revelations, which says the third that Antichrist is going to stand in that third temple, and people don't believe it. They think it's symbolic.
Oh, you're talking to those people. Okay. Well, see, because I kept thinking, why are you trying to? I never said they're not building a third temple. I was like, what do you? I couldn't figure out your angle on that because it's like, well, I'm like, well, I'll see. Building a third temple. Well, I'm like, I know.
I'm talking about the public.
Oh, okay. Well, I kept thinking. Well, okay. This whole time I kept thinking, like, why?
You were just having a good debate with.
Well, of course.
You actually, for a Monday morning, I thought you were pretty astute this morning.
Thank you.
Very good. But no, I wasn't talking specifically about.
Oh, okay. Well, I just kept thinking, like, well, Phil, we talk about the third temple all the time.
I did specifically talk to you about some of the things that you always talk about, the Jewish culture and the last names and that type of stuff.
Now that I do want you to notice, you just can't unnotice.
But the point is, Americans and Christians are not going to like them building that third temple, and they're certainly not going to like them us doing animal sacrifices.
No, I don't even mind about the animals.
So when
I like animals though.
Christ stands in there and stops those animal sacrifices, a lot of Christians are going to like that.
I know, I agree, but
that's dangerous.
Yeah, but I think the other side's dangerous too. No, I'm not saying the American government having Israel as an ally is the dangerous thing. I think the reaction of most Christians on this camp is dangerous, just like the ones who are going to stand with the Antichrist is dangerous. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go to hell or you're bad, Phil, because you think, yep, America's got Israel's back. That's fine, but where it leads you.
I didn't care anything about the dadgum American Israel back till I had the vision, and I'm telling you, Americans are going to stand with Israel.
Well, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm saying a lot of Americans aren't going to like it. That's my whole point.
No, but well, I'm trying to make a point, and it's just not coming across.
Go ahead.
No, I've been trying. It's not coming across. So I'm just saying I'm just going to stop. Try to make the point. Path A, standing with Israel, I think is a trap. Path B, standing with whoever stops the sacrifice is a trap. That's my whole point.
You've said that 3 times.
Well, I know.
How do you solve that problem?
Well, I don't. I don't know. Phil, I don't know. That's what I'm here trying to discuss. I don't actually know. Now, I don't want to take part in either. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to take part in society, right? But I don't know what
wouldn't you think that
where the narrow gate is.
Some kind of guidelines?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't you think that would be the Bible?
Well, yeah, but I think my interpretation of the Bible is different than most in the sense of I think people worship Israel or worship. I mean, I think the reverence some people give them equates to a form of worship, and I think that's.
Do you really think that the world likes Israel?
No, I guess I'm really just talking about evangelical Americans, not the world. Dude, a lot of the world.
Do you think that the United States, even Trump's GOP base is upset about the Israel? So
I know.
Don't you think it's going to get worse?
Well, yeah, yes.
So if you're in this camp says that you won't have the animal sacrifices and the temple, and you don't like that, and you don't want to stand with the Antichrist and theirs, so what should we do?
Continue following the commandments of Christ. I guess that's just, I don't know. I don't know other than that. But I mean, I think that doesn't necessarily mean A or B. I mean, definitely not B. Definitely not B, okay? I mean, we can...
Well, that's definitely what they're gonna do.
Well, yeah, but we definitely don't want B.
Yeah, they're going to choose the Antichrist
Yes.
over God, so because they want to eat.
Well, yeah.
And they want to protect their children and actually have a place to stay. But
I just think it's all a trap, man. It's all a trap.
I know that, and there's nothing wrong with us all knowing it's a trap. I just like to stay out of the trap.
Well,
so
me
if
too.
we know it's a trap, then let's try to figure out a solution. And my only solution is to follow the Word of God. And that means I know folks are going to be very unhappy. All I said is they put the signs up, they've done the educational thing with the red heifers, and we're getting this kind of conversation. What do you think the Baptist church is doing, and the Methodist, and the Dadgum Church of Christ?
Well, I guess they're packing their bags.
They ain't gonna be
Now,
real
I don't-
happy when they start.
I don't think the Church of Christ is packing their bags, but everybody else. Well, because I just wonder, because like this is, I could be wrong, but to most dispensationalists, right, just the general evangelical American end times view, they believe, right, that the rapture will take place before the building of the third temple. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're exactly right.
Okay,
they're wrong. They're wrong.
Well, I know, but to me, it's like, what are they going to do or think when they actually do build the third temple? Will they immediately just be like, oh, I guess we're not going to get raptured, or will they say,
oh no, they're going to fight me.
or no, I mean maybe, but okay.
Say all over. They're going to be deceived. I know pastors. There's no way they're going to say, man, I've been preaching this for 25 years.
Okay, but I mean,
and I was wrong.
How do you? But how are they going to spin it? Are they going to? Okay, but how are they going to spin it? Are they going to say that's not a real third temple?
They will drop to their knees and say, "Forgive me, Lord, my heart was right." And He will say, "I know that your heart was right. Let's move on."
Okay,
and
but
ask for forgiveness. But until then, they're going to fight in tooth and nail. That's 200 years of 16 generations. People don't like to be told wrong.
No, I know.
So that's
but I just mean, if that was you, okay, and you believe,
just like I did for 57 years.
Yeah, and then they start building. Okay, and then you see, oh, they built a temple in Israel, and they're unveiling it, and they're starting the sacrifices today. Immediately, what would you think?
Before I had the vision, I don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with my life. That's what I would say.
Okay, well, okay, I mean, okay.
That's what I'd have put as much emphasis on that as I would have Bigfoot.
But
now I look at it and think, well, that is a huge deal.
Well, okay, but I mean, like the people who really believe they're going to be gone before the temple gets built, and then the temple gets built, what do you think they're going to say or do? That's what I'm wondering. Like, do you think they're?
You think they're going to say that
it's fake, or it's a conspiracy, or I don't know.
I was wrong, or maybe not
I don't know. Or do you think they're going to, I don't know. But I mean, have you thought about that? Because to me, that'd be, if I thought, well, we're going to be sucked on up before the temple, and then they're building the temple, I'd think, oh, crap, I guess we're not going to get sucked up. And then that's it.
There are preachers in this town that when that starts happening, they're going to be so anti. They're still going to stick to their guns. And they're going to make sure that they go down with the sinking ship.
See, to me, that sounds crazy. I almost don't believe you.
And the arrogance that their denomination is the only one. You got a whole lot of them that think they're the only ones going to heaven.
Well, yeah. I've even heard of not to hate on it, Church of Christ in particular, but like I had a really good friend I worked with who was Church of Christ. And he was my supervisor, but we would spend like 4 or 5 hours a day just debating on religion, talking politics, conspiracy. We just had the best time. But that's what I was there for, to make everyone happy, not work.
Hey, talk politics.
Come on. But he said that, he kind of, for the most part, he didn't ever want to outright say it, but kind of, he implied those outside of the Church of Christ probably aren't making it, right? But at the end of the day, well, that's God's decision. But I'm not hating. But then I said, but then he would take it further and say, there are even Church of Christs I know of who say those outside of these doors of this building, Church of Christ, that to me, that's crazy. Like I got goosebumps just thinking. Because imagine sitting there and you got 15 folks, half of them are past 60. What?
Okay, they're the only ones going. Just that church on
Well, I
South
just
18th
to me, it's like it's kind of lonely. It's just going to be a lonely heaven, you know. I mean, but like,
Well, they're out there now. I'm telling
mean-
you, 2,025 years, they're out there. They actually, I mean, you got them whole of them take it. They're the only ones going, and if you, you can say a prayer at 7 and you're good, or
you said the incantation. Say these magical words.
or you get sprinkled on your head when you're a baby, and that's good. And, I mean, you got all kinds of things, but the bottom line is, God knows your heart. I mean,
Well, yeah, I
you
mean,
got a personal
kind of to
relationship with
me,
Him.
honestly. I mean, I don't know if I'd say this to my family, but so if they're listening, I don't actually believe this, but sometimes I wonder. Like I think there is proper baptism. Proper baptisms, dunking, right? This and that. We don't have to get into the debate, but I'm almost of the opinion that when it comes to things like that, okay, imagine an instance where you're born a Methodist in 1843, and the entire community is Methodist. You're never going to hear anything different. But your heart, you got sprinkled or whatever.
Wesley's your man.
Right, you got sprinkled, whatever, and to you that was baptism. Your heart. I don't know. What I'm saying. I almost wonder if in instant, things like that, the dispensation of your heart is what matters, as opposed to the actual ritualistic, formalic being correct. I don't know. Now, because again, I do think there is a correct form of taking the Lord's Supper, a correct form of baptism, but is it really
You wouldn't know if it was
important?
the correct form or not because they changed it.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, but I mean,
different in the 1200s than they do it in the 1500s.
right.
They was probably drinking real wine and eating real bread. At one point.
Are you saying Jesus drank wine?
Absolutely.
Oh, he didn't. It was grape juice, dude. It was grape juice.
Absolutely.
It was great.
Wine.
Jesus wouldn't drink alcohol.
Yeah, well,
It was wine.
okay.
It was grape juice.
All right.
No.
You can go through the drive-through window.
No, I'm just teasing. But I've heard arguments my whole life about why it was grape juice. Have you never heard that?
Yes, I've heard it. I just discount those type of things. It's whatever you want to make Jesus to be in
Yeah.
your dadgum culture and denomination, and what they find out is that before this is over with, it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah, but
it's not like you're gonna really. They're not gonna come back and say, "Phee, man, you're right on this. We don't need to be doing this." You know what they're gonna be doing? They're gonna be screaming and shouting and running. These folks are you're fixing to go to war.
Yes.
You're fixing to have a lot of problems here internally. And I don't think the Methodists is going to worry about whether the Church of Christ dunks or whether they.
No, I've often use the example like, okay, in the end times when we're getting our heads cut off, like we'll be over here holed up and someone will run in, guys, I'm Christian. Oh, go, we are too. Wait. What are you? I'm Southern Baptist. Oh, we're Missionary Baptist, dude. Best be getting on. Are we? It's like it. But people act like that now. But in the end times, are we going to be sitting there thinking, holed up in a bunker? First time we got to worship in a month without a member getting. Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is, you're going to have all the Church of Christ, the Catholics, sitting there doing whatever, worshiping, regardless of.
Just like soldiers and teammates in sports, but especially soldiers in war. They don't tend to look at the color.
No.
They tend to say, which side are you on?
Mm-hmm.
So that's I think it's going to continue. But yes, the Third Temple construction sites, they have bought the land. They got the plans.
They bought the land
Yeah.
on the Temple Mount.
Yeah, so they bought it from a Muslim.
So a Muslim guy owned it on the Temple Mount
He owned it. Yeah.
and just said, "Here you go."
How did that happen?
Well, I don't know, because we was talking about the other day it being part of the two-state solution plan. Conceding because it's like, well,
Let them build it.
I know. Well, yeah,
But see, Muslims own it, and there's a mosque there.
Yeah, the
So
mosque.
How did the Jews get an area on that Temple Mount that they've already secured? I think 4 or 5 years ago. Plus the red heifers are over there. Plus they've got the plans for the Third Temple. Now they've got the construction sites, and they've got a start opening construction date.
well, yeah, and you already see some stories every once in a while about tension on the Temple Mount, right?
Oh yes.
But the weird thing is, it's like I hadn't seen anyone throwing a fit about the fact they bought land on the spot where the temple used to be. So, but I thought they had the Dome of the Rock or whatever Al Aqsa Mosque was.
They do.
Do they don't have to tear that down?
No, they won't tear it down.
But is that not in the spot where the temple's at?
It's like a 35-acre deal, so they'll have 2 different temples up there.
Okay, well, yeah. But what I'm saying is,
One's already there, one will be built.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, say the original spot was here.
Okay.
I know. I'm asking for real. Like
I don't know where the original spot. If it's going to be here and they're going to move it 6 feet, does that matter?
Okay, well, that's what I'm wondering. Because if as specific as they are about the red heifer, I would wonder.
Specific as they are about the temple.
You would think.
Measure the temple, but do not measure the outer course.
Well, yeah, but I just mean like you'd think that if all that other stuff mattered, then the spot.
I would too.
I don't know.
They've got them really. I mean, this Ezekiel 40's got. Not only does it have him so confused because Ezekiel, when he's writing it, he thinks he's going to be there for the building of the third temple.
Mm-hmm.
So that bothers him.
Yeah.
And then the third temple doesn't match the same dimensions as the first or the second, which is supposed to be a blasphemy or a problem.
Okay.
And then, of course, the third one's going to have USB and all kinds of virtual rooms and electricity. They ain't got the lanterns. I mean, they got the USB and the dead.
You think they'll do that like that, or you think they'll try to make it? I don't know. Not elect.
No, they were. There was
they're going to modernize it.
A group of people in Israel that were very unhappy with the modernization of the third temple.
Okay.
They had all the latest surround sound USBs.
Okay.
And so,
interesting.
Which I got a kick out of.
Yeah.
How you supposed to build the third temple? No electricity.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Let's just don't put electricity in it. Don't even run in water in it. Let's make it like the first and second.
I mean, I would.
Does that make sense to you? How you would have some division or something?
Well, yeah, because I would think you build it like it was and conduct the things that you conduct in it like they did. Yeah. You would think, but I don't know. Pagan to me.
Well, you got another Army vet that goes into Montana bar at 10:30 a.m., kills 4 people, and then flees out in the woods of Montana.
Wow.
And there's a manhunt going on right now for him.
Interesting.
So, first of all, there's 4 people in a bar in Montana at 10:30 in the morning.
Well, I was thinking, honestly, my first thought was, man, that'd be my luck. Yeah. You know?
I mean, wait.
Because if I was going to go, I'd rather go then when it's not crowded and busy.
People say that he knew him.
Oh, okay, well then.
He actually went to that bar.
Oh.
It wasn't like he just walked in. This was his first time and pulled him.
Sure.
He actually walked in. They said he suffers from a PST. What is it?
PTSD?
Yeah,
PTSD.
PTSD. I always forget the T.
Sure.
When I say that, when I read it, it's no problem. But when I say it, I have a lisp or something. And
sure.
That's T.
Sure.
Situation. Trump's envoy on the way to Russia. What do you think about that?
Trump's envoy, as in Trump himself?
No.
Or just
Witkoff.
Okay, to do what? What's the purpose?
To try to, he gave Putin 10 days for the Ukraine-Russian war to end. Well, it's about 10 days. It's about up.
Okay.
So they're going over to talk about it, I guess.
Well, what do you think is going to come of that?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so you think Putin's going to capitulate, or you think he's going to say no thanks and we'll take the tariffs or the economic sanctions?
At this point, I don't know. I had to guess. I would guess that he's going to be. They're going to take the tariffs. He's not going to stop fighting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think so too.
Because I don't know what they've accomplished. I mean, he said a bunch of dead bodies. So again,
well,
that's my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I agree with you. Yeah, I think he's probably going to say, yeah, let's keep going.
So I don't know how strong Trump's going to be with him. Also, I did a dive on this fentanyl trade 2 years ago, and how we could try to keep it. Like I've told you several times, I don't think they're going to be able to get it out of America because it's too many medical supplies and devices. So, but anyway, China says that they have no intention to curb their fentanyl trade. And they're using as leverage with the tariffs with the United States.
Interesting.
So what do you think? You got an illegal drug for opiates that a country actually produces and says they produce it for good reasons. And that they're going to use that as leverage with the tariffs that Trump.
As in to say we're not going to give you any fentanyl.
Well, I mean, hey, if you want us to curb the fentanyl trade, then we need 15% rather than 20%.
Yeah. Well, it might be worth it.
So. They wouldn't stop it anyway.
No, you're right. They'd probably triple it because then they view us as weak when we gave in to them. Yeah, I mean, Chinese, Asian culture's kind of like that. View us as weak, so they think triple the production.
And again, you just continue to be right with these
Who, me?
planes falling out of the sky.
Oh, what happened? I hadn't even seen.
Yeah, the United Airlines plane with 237 passengers on it have a emergency landing in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
over the weekend.
Everyone okay though?
So
I thought you were gonna say it fell out of the sky. And it's just like,
if they had, surely you would have heard
that just. But nothing. You can. I don't want to be. I don't like being in situations, and I know I am, like in a car, right? But where if something goes wrong, I have no control over the outcome. Like it makes me uncomfortable to think if I'm in an airplane and this thing just falls out of the sky, there's nothing I can do to increase or my odds of survival.
I've always felt that way, probably wrong, but I've always felt that way with the difference in motorcycles and cars.
See,
I feel more comfortable in a car because I've got stuff surrounding me.
I agree.
A motorcycle.
Well, yeah.
That might be back worse.
Well, I mean, I would
but
agree with
still
you.
agree
I would agree with that. But I mean, at the same time, I don't even like cars because it's just like strap myself in this piece of metal and go 80 miles an hour down the highway and hope everyone else is also doing correctly. That eats it way. I'm kind of ready for them to. I don't know. I wish everyone had to walk. I'm ready for the 15-minute cities just for that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of I think too much of that kind of stuff.
Wow.
But I don't when I'm driving my knee down the interstate looking at my phone. Only when I'm at home and thinking about my kids or my wife, I guess.
Well, you're a better driver than most folks out there, even when you're looking at your phone.
I don't know about
Wonder
that.
How many out of 10 people are actually scrolling their phone
10?
while driving 60?
10. 10 out of 10.
Surely not.
Well, I mean, probably not scrolling, but
I've got kids out there that are driving. I've got one that's a salesman. He drives all day long, and I worried about them. And then I've got a son-in-law that drives 50 miles every day to Fayetteville to work. So he's there and back. So I've got two. And my son that's up in the Northeast, he drives 15, 20 miles to his office.
Sure.
And back. But I worry about that driving. Because of the phones. I mean,
Yeah.
it was bad enough. You was having enough wrecks when there wasn't any cell phones.
Yeah, you was.
So that's a rough situation. Get off your phone when you're driving, or be like Mark and just be too good for him. He's a multitasker.
I don't know about that.
He's a multitasker.
Well, I say all that to say sometimes I'll literally be driving two hands on the wheel like I'm supposed to be, and then think, oh, I was lost in my brain for half a second. I gotta pay attention.
Well, sometimes you'll drive 3 or 4 miles if you're used to the terrain or the roads you're on, and then you'll think, have I passed the tunnel yet or not?
Ooh,
I've done that for
scary.
Because I'm thinking, and I'm driving like, have I passed the tunnel? Yet
That's
or not?
spooky,
And
isn't
then
it?
I come up on Rudy. I'm like, yeah, I passed the tunnel.
That's spooky, isn't it?
Well, it's like you're playing blackjack for 12 hours and then going to bed and closing your eyes and see those cards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey guys, we appreciate it Monday. I hope you enjoyed
Yes.
the banter today. I hope you keep tuning into the Phee Smee Network. We got Manly Mark with Midday Madness with Manly Mark at 12 noon.
Coming up.
Again tonight at 9 p.m. we'll have Night with Phee. Let's keep that traction going.
Yes.
We're getting more and more questions, and I'm thankful for that. And then we're just going to keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah, anyone out there listening? Jerry, if you're out there. Jessica, if you're out there. Colin, if you're out there. Anyone else? Thanks for tuning in. I just like to give a little name credence to our loyal followers.
And we are growing, and we're thankful for that. God bless you guys, and have a great day.
Have a great day.